All right. So for my topic, I was going to start with English language arts. So I went to the language arts lesson plan, and I found something about kind of doing a research paper, and I actually was not super happy with it. I didn't really think that choosing a novel of literary merit wanted to be what I do it about. So I actually have a different presentation that I wanted to go over about research, and it's going to have um, a little bit less of the kind of structure that's here, but more diverse options for the students. So it's a little bit more loose, more kind of subjective, and each teacher will kind of get to decide what they're going to do for their lesson as they'll kind of have a better understanding of their class. But I went based off of the CDE standards for teaching in the state of Colorado, so that way we can have still a grade level standard for 9th and 10th grade English, but it's a little bit different again than what's on there. So it's about research, inquiry, and design. So it's part of reading, writing, and communicating, again, 9th and 10th grade, and it's standard number 4. And so the students should be able to, bring together multiple different either literary or just informational sources, different sources, pull them together and create a whole research project to show that they understand the subject. So it's, again, gives them an option of doing something else. So part of the skills are them being able to just understand the information, make predictions, create information based off of the technology that they use. So kind of brings in all of these things should bring in all of the different kind of parts of the 4E's checklist. There's going to be the effectiveness piece. It should be more efficient for them to be able to, part of this kind of project or assignment is for them to be able to teach one another something that they've learned. They should be able to present it either in person or in written form or some other way to their classmates. So that way they're learning a lot more information than if they only focused on one subject. And it should also help them engage with their content because they're going to have more choices, and it's going to be something that's a little bit more relevant to day-to-day life rather than just a literary text. And then also, hopefully, because of that, it will kind of enhance our education, kind of bringing in different subjects and not having it be strictly about reading or writing or one specific thing. But yeah, they should be able to also, if they do written pieces or whatever it is that they do, they should have a way to cite their sources. So if it's strictly an audio file, they should be able to still attribute the necessary citations and do all of those things. And they should also be able to have good reasoning skills. So they're going to have to come up with a lot of these things on their own. They're going to have to make judgments and communicate information properly, which is all going to be part of their responsibility, which is also why I chose something a little bit different. And so the main 3 things that the student should be able to do is just to conduct their research, either short-term or long-term, and then, kind of make those changes that they need to their research to make it the best fit, especially for what they're trying to accomplish. So trying to teach it to other people, maybe making it a little bit more narrow or broad will make it a little bit more helpful. And they should be able, again, to bring in multiple different sources, kind of determine which ones are best, determine what is relevant information, figure out which sources are going to be useful, which ones aren't, which ones are reliable, how many sources should each person use, and those things are more on a case-by-case basis based off of the topic that they pick. So it also kind of gives them the ability to evaluate themselves and also gives the teacher the ability to evaluate as they watch what's going on in the lesson as you communicate with